Hello everyone, today we are going to learn how to create a proper website. The website layout, I mean. In the screen you must be seeing the default website layout that most sites uses. The first one is the header. The header used to have a logo or a name or both of the website. Then a navigation menu, the navigation bar that contains the pages of the same site that you can navigate to. Then the content. There's the main content and the site content. You can change the size that will appear on your site. We will learn it when we start coding. And then the footer. Lastly, the footer. That will contain copyright, dates, affiliate sites, and etc. You will see it now. First, here is a normal document, but inside our head, instead of putting the style below, I'm just putting style because here it's faster, doesn't change anything. First we start with the body. We remove the margin of the body. Why, you ask me? Because different browsers has different default values. So we start putting margin 0 so it will not interfere with our website. Then we create a class named header. The header will change its color, be slightly darker than white, kind of gray. The padding, we just add some padding to it, and the text align we put it centered because it makes sense to the title, the name of the page being centered. Then to apply anything you want to the div, you just put a div class equals double quotes header, and you put anything inside here, the name, the logo, etc. And here we have asterisk just to make sure that it will apply to the whole page. Then the body, I already explained, the header as well. And now the top nav. Starts the top navigation bar. Yes, it starts saying that the overflow will be hidden. What does that mean? If there is more text that cannot be shown, it will not be shown. In the background color, you just put close to black, gray close to black. The links, the anchors of the top nav, the navigation bar, we start putting everything to the left. I already teach you guys, you can do a lot of changes in the navigation bar. I will just make something simple. Display block. The color, we put white so you can see it properly. The text align, we will align it to the center of each click, that's a rectangle. The padding, we put those two values so it will not be equal all around, right? It's the size of here and here, Text decoration, we remove the text decoration that an anchor tag used to have, the underline. And the hover, top nav a hover, that most sites only use the hover, they don't really want the rest. We put the background white when we hover it, and we put the color of the text black so we can still see it. Here, after our div to the header, we create a div to the top nav, and here we just need to create a links in a row. Now you can see something, right? You can already see the columns, so let's understand it. Everything okay. We start with the column here. We create 3 equal columns. We are going to float it to the left. It could be to the right, but to the left it's better. The width will be 33 of 33%. Why? Because you want 3. If you want 2 equal columns, 50. If you want 4, 25. If you want 5, 20. And go on. Padding, just to make sure that the text won't collapse. The row after, it's just to clear the floats after the columns. I already teach you guys, it's like a fix. Put the content here, null, display, table, very good, and the clear, both. Yes, the responsive layout. Make sure that your website will be able to be seen in a phone. So, when the columns are lower than 600 pixels, the columns will have 100% width instead of having 33.3. Why? When you reach that small, very small width, they want you to only show one column per time. Let me show you so you understand better. Here, I put the device emulation just to see how it looks like, and with the Moto G iPhone X, you can see that everything looks cool just because of that thing. The columns will be increased to 100%. Of course, there's a padding as well, of course, always the padding, but instead of showing 3 columns, it will only show 1. And here now, yes, the div, the rows. First, we need to create the div class row to say that above we will have a lot of columns, right? Then we create another div with the column. We put the title for the column and the p. Very simple, right? And then every time you want to add a column, you just copy and paste or just create another div with the class column, and etc. and go on. Now we are trying to create a site content and make content. So instead of what we had previously, we have a column floating left with a padding of 10 pixels, no problem. Then we have the class column side and column middle. The column side has 25% width, and the middle, the main one, have 50%. The rest doesn't change much. Instead of having the column changing when the 600 pixels are reached, we want to change the column side and the column middle, both being changed to 100%. Because in a phone, let me show you. In the phone, you start by showing the sides, the main and the side again, but you don't want to cut it when you are already in the phone. You will not understand it better. And here down, you still create the div row, and inside the row you create a column side, a column middle, and then a column side again. Now we just add the footer, right? The footer right below everything else. The background color is slightly different, just like the header, just not to be white. We had some padding and we put the text center. Very easy, right? Just like header, almost like. In here we just create a div with a class footer and we write anything we want. Of course, if you want, I can make a video about how to always keep the footer on the downside of the screen, right? Because if you have a small content in the page, you still want the footer on the downside of the screen. Or even else, I can improve this website and teach you some things else. So, if you are interested, just leave a comment about it. With this, it's everything. Hope you guys enjoyed. Click in this video, very useful. Just click it, yeah. Goodbye.